Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of what is the show called? Happy Accents. That's right. Anyway, guys, glad to be back this week. It's another episode. In case you haven't been reading the titles, this week we're going to be drawing Clayface. So here comes another. If you guys aren't familiar with this character, he's a Batman DC villain. We're going to be drawing Matt Hagen. If you guys haven't seen the animated series, I always forget to put up my references. Right. Okay, we're good. Yeah, this is one of my favorite from the cartoons. And I'll explain a little bit. So let's just get started. I'm gonna get to drawing. So I'm just gonna be drawing kind of a bust figure. So a bust should be a simple figure, but this guy's a really creepy figure. I'm gonna be drawing. So let's get this down. So, oops. Oh. I have my colors. WTF, guys. Anyway, anywho's. So, let's see. I'm going to be drawing. If you guys aren't familiar, this character is a. I don't describe him. He's a mud guy. He's a putty. How should I say? In the comics, there's been several versions of the but that's why I wanted to stick with the animated series, guys. The one I'm familiar with, because there's been several versions of this character, but mainly the premise is that he's an act. He or she. There actually even been female Clayfaces. But I'm going to stick with the one from the animated series, guys. Just because it's one of my favorites. Scary villain. Shout out to Kevin Conroy. May he rest in peace. So, let's see. Alright, guys. If you guys hear any hammering, there's just some construction going on in my place. So, you can kind of hear it. But, gotta film some videos. Show must go on. Actually, I was originally planning on filming this character last week, guys, but I didn't think he fit from the vision that I wanted. Oh, wait, you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to start over real quick. Actually, I forgot that I was going to change positions. Sorry, is that? Actually, I'll just get rid of this. Sorry, because I have a different intent with this. So, let's see. I wanted to draw him with his head. This. One sec, I'm just fixing something right here. Okay, now we're good to go. So it's gonna start out by just drawing his body. I wanted to draw him with the because okay, so you guys are familiar with this character. He was mutated by some experimental like a formula, like a beauty product, and Matt Hagen was an actor. So it actually made sense. A guy who can mold himself. He's made out of clay, so he can form his body into all kinds of shapes and stuff. And he can use. He's kind of like the Terminator. Think of it like the Terminator, guys. Sorry, T2. You know, he can use he can even make stabbing weapons. And I really like this one where he forms a axe with his hands. So I'm going to be drawing that version. So. And he's kind of goopy, kind of like, mud. Some people say he looks like a giant turd, but I like this version. I think he was the scariest. And no doubt he was voiced by none other than Ron Perlman. You guys aren't familiar with him. Several movies. He's been involved in several comic book, including Blade. I was gonna almost said Mr. Krabs. No, Blade, Hellboy. List goes on and on, guys. So, any hooser. Very scary character. A lot of people got frightened. And guys, if you ever seen the episode, I'm actually kind of basing off the episode of Mudslide. That was my favorite episode. And there's been some debate because in the episode, guys, I don't know if you're familiar, that there was a scene where Batman, and I'm gonna try not to spoil it, guys. But if you guys want to hear anything about the show, just turn this off, just mute us for a while. But I just want to say because there was a debate on the show, and I've seen several for this episode, because Clayface, the episode was that he was trying to cure himself from this formula that mutated him, but he was robbing, but Batman offered him several times to help him. You know what I mean? So, but in the end, Batman turned off the machine that was supposed to but he stole a lot of the stuff that from Wayne Enterprise. It's the irony is that he was stealing a lot of stuff from Bruce Wayne, when in a way, you know, Batman was offering to help him the whole time. So it just kind of became like a running theme. I know they did that on purpose, especially like because, you know, Wayne Enterprises has a lot of stuff that, you know, could have helped him. And this whole time, Batman is offering to help him, you know, become. But there's some debate whether like should he have helped him, you know, because the idea is some people argue that Clayface would have been more powerful. So I mean, if anything, I think Matt was trying to become human, just human again. But like the doctor, or the lady who was helping at the time, said that his powers would increase. So, you know, I'm sure became a thing where, you know, Batman was afraid Clayface would be unstoppable. So, and it became a good fight, one of the most gruesome fights I've ever seen. I swear to God, I can't believe they showed this stuff in, you know. There's a big Alien reference. If you guys aren't familiar, go watch the episode. I don't want to spoil it, but it's just kind of this fight kind of disturbed me, man. And you know, some of the ways they molded Clayface and the things he could do. Because then not only he can like he has like crazy power. So I'm surprised he has been. He was only in live action, guys, in the show. I keep forgetting the name of the show, but it's Batman when he was young. He was young, and then they had a guy who just who was Clayface, but all he did was form his face. That's all. He could just shift his face, not his whole body. So this guy is kind of like actually coming out pretty cool. I was going to just, you know what? I'm going to put the knife, the axe on this hand because I'm just going to keep it as a bust. Let's say I'm just going to have his hand. It's actually coming out better, guys, than I thought. I really had a really cool idea I was going to do. Coming out pretty good. So just, I'm going to do the hand. I'm going to do the axe on his hand. So I'm really going to want to have fun with this character because, you know, at the end of the day, guys, I'm a comic book artist. This is what I love doing. Characters like this, you know. That kind of defy logic, you know. So, and it's kind of cool to draw. I wanted to have a really cool thing with the putty, his body and stuff. I want to really show you guys that you can do shadows even when it comes to like clay and things like that. Because even his body and stuff will have shadows, and you know, it's still kind of a body. If you notice, he still has pecs and sort of, but it kind of looks like a kind of an overweight looking kind of guy, you know. But still, like I just want you to understand, guys, understand that most characters do follow some kind of like body physics. You know what I mean? Usually. Even in nature, guys, if you ever actually look at nature, animals, they have basically the same things as we have. Most of them, you know, arms, legs, you know, they're kind of, maybe when you start drawing things the way I do, guys, you kind of notice things. Like even dogs are, you know, are kind of similar to us, you know. Certain directions, some dogs, and all right, don't animals have legs turned the other way. But for the most part, you know, it's the same thing if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. The way we look and stuff, you know, joints and the way things are. I'd like to get his hand in. He has a really cool hand, but let's see. Trust me, guys, this is a very disturbing character. You know, there's one where like, I won't say it, but I thought it'd be really cool to draw this. I thought it'd be cool to draw for Halloween just because like of all the cool things they can do. You can draw because he has teeth right now, and you know you can draw things like that and gums and yeah. I love drawing teeth, guys, and if you ever, I'm obsessed with it. Ever since I saw Todd McFarlane, like the way he draws teeth and stuff. The way he describes drawing teeth, so kind of cool. But yeah, you still can follow, unless you're designing a character, you know, it's up to you guys. But like I said, you know, most of the time, you know, in character designs, you're having trouble drawing a character. You know, I'd say just stick with the human anatomy. You can't go wrong with it. So even though this guy's made of clay, you can add some clay elements, like his skin doesn't have to be all, you know, you can add little wavies here, and like he's got these little, you know, like stuff like that. Like that's what I'm gonna get little wrinkles. So it just depends on the character. Like for this character, think of mud, think of clay, think of, you know, dirt, you know. So yeah. But believe it or not, this is actually a character that Batman, you know, it's funny because Batman, you know, he's not superhuman, but he's always facing off against superhero. Because not only does Clayface have super strength, but he can like, or no, you say not only can he shape things, but you know he has super strength as well. He's kind of a big character. I believe he can change his size. There's one episode, like at the end of, well, actually I won't spoil, but like he can absorb things. So like he can kind of surround it, like, you know, kind of like Snorlax a little. So he can render his opponents unconscious. So his form is his massive body form. So it just depends. Kind of a gruesome way to die, but, or, you know, yeah, crazy. Let's see. I'm just adding a little bit of these shapes, and then so it can look like he's kind of forming. And for added bonus, guy, I like to show you guys a little bit of animation. You know what? Let's see if I can. I got an idea. Why don't we see if I can add some little... I got an idea. That just came to me. Let's add his little thumb in. He's got like kind of pointy fingers, but like let's show like the axis forming in his hand. That'd be cool. He's a clay, so let's add a little bit of fingers. Actually, let's erase. There we go. Looks like his hand is kind of forming. Let me shrink this down a bit. And actually, I'm going to... Remember, guys, don't always... If you don't want to make your characters boring, don't make them too stiff, like the way I do sometimes. That's kind of my style, but I'm trying to, like, create this. So always have little angles. Like, see how, like, the hand... I'm just trying to, like, change angles so it's just a little... I can do it like this. Actually, I'm just going to draw... See, I'm going to raise... I'm trying to figure out the angle. That's going to raise this up a bit. There we go. Something like that. That's kind of what it... Let me see what a simple change gives it some action, and then... I'm not going to be drawing the whole body, just if you guys are, you know... I'm going to make this bigger. I'm just trying to get the angle right, so... This is still just him, like, kind of standing there. You know, you don't have to do anything fancy, so... In fact, let me see. Let me draw a little... I'm going to put the arm... Let's see. Like, once you figure out the design issues and how things are going to go, you're good to go. Now I'll just move the arm. And then you just draw like a bicep, guys, even though... Just keep it putty, keep it wavy for this guy. You know? Yeah, not like that. Sorry, guys, I'm a little picky. Hope you don't mind, but it's mostly just gonna be in the drawing. No, I'm gonna put the arm back, guys. You know what? See if I can. Might have to. Crap. Sorry, I'm a little. I'm a little indecisive right now. I kind of want him just like looking at it, like, oh my god, I can do this. You know, he's not really in attack mode right now, so I don't think I have to worry about that too much. Try a little show like he's transforming. I'll try to see. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but make sure you keep it wrinkly, keep it. Because if you're familiar with this character, he's just all not smooth. He's like kind of falling apart, you know, and he's kind of bulky. So add some more bulk to him. Don't keep this guy skinny, guys. I think I made him too skinny. He doesn't have a... He has a gut, so... Now let's make him bigger. I'm gonna make him bigger and then, yeah, that'll do. I'm just gonna make the arm a little bit. But still follow the general direction of a human body, like your wrist tendons, your biceps, you know, just keep it muddy though. We don't want to muddy things up. Well, actually we do, but yeah. Good. I'm trying to keep him like gutty because this is a very bulky character. I'm not used to drawing these kind of guys, so we have to all do things that we don't want to do. So, cool. Dokie. Choki. Yeah, let me go this real quick. Case. What are we? Clayface. Oh yeah, and he was also an Arkham Knight. I mean, one of the Arkham. Actually, damn it, I can't. You know what? Sorry, guys. You know what? Spoilers. If you guys haven't seen, some of this stuff has been out for a while. So it wasn't Arkham Knight, but it was one of the Batman video games. Fortunately, it was a key character, but you know what? Screw it. If you guys haven't seen it, that's up to you. That's on you. I'm just gonna get rid of this, guys. I don't really like him. Oh. But yeah, here we go. Let's outline this bad boy. Get our ink quill. Remember, guys, always start with the eyes. Eyes determine the direction, size of things. So, because if you have googly eyes on a character that's not supposed to have googly eyes, then it's not going to look right, and your whole proportions are going to be off. So, eyes are always key, guys. You know, if you're not sure where to start with the human body, always, you know, try to, you know, get the eyes, even on a character, because even like a character like this, he's still going to have, you know, proportioned eyes. So, I know it's weird, you know, think like, you know, a character like this, but it's true. So, this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. So I was really hoping to do some really cool stuff with this. So, with a character like this, just because there's so much like blob and, you know, thing you can do with this is really fun. His last iron. All kinds of shadows you can do with this, guys. Don't think that just because you're a character, you know, you got to study shading, guys. I know it's easier to say to study shading, but I'm trying to tell you that when it comes to shapes and stuff, there's always shadow. All you have to do is look at yourselves, guys, and you see that there's shadow. And I told you this many times, guys. Sometimes, especially if you guys are working out and you're not seeing much results, that's because there's not enough shadow. I'm not trying to say you guys aren't you know, how to explain this, but sometimes even muscle mass and it's really defined by its shadow, because you can really. That's why, guys, when you look on Instagram, all those people who want to show off their bodies and stuff, they have to have the right lighting, because the wrong lighting, guys, will make it seem like you're like skinny or no muscle. Like what happened to your muscle? Because you have to remember, guys, your muscles are just basically just humps on your bodies, like when your pecs or your breasts or your arms, your biceps. It's all defined by if you study anatomy, it's all defined by your shadows on your body, you know, because like that's what, you know, defines what makes them pop out exactly. You know, you may be buff, but the right lighting will just make you look not as buff, I guess, technical term. So yeah, those bumps and those things on your body won't pop up as much. So that's why you have to have the shadows to prop them up, and then the light to kind of balance that out. So it's the same thing with clay. Clay has some shadows on it. And it's a little hard. This is what like advanced drawers, guys, have to really, you know, pay attention. Don't worry, guys, if you can't, it just takes years of practice. Like I said, practice, practice, practice. And you'll just be able to like draw it instantly, guys. It's weird because like you think like drawing the human body, it's the same thing, guys. It's not, but at the end of the day, it is. Sort of. When you know how to draw fingers and eyes and toes, and you're not. It depends on the kind of artist you guys are trying to be, but even if you're trying to be exact, it's still, you know, it's still a way to kind of project a little. Meaning that it's enough to get an idea of the human body. Like let's say you're doing a painting, guys, and you kind of have like everyone kind of draws the same way. If you're drawing a hand, like that's how you draw a hand, you know. But no one's going to really notice. I mean, most people know soon, but we all know that hands are different. My hands are different than yours, you know. So don't beat yourself up about it, guys. As long as you can draw the hand and it looks like a hand, then you're good to go. You know, don't, you know, if you're trying to draw someone exactly, well, I mean, that's a skill I envy, guys. There's some artists who can draw literally like, I've seen amazing art, guys, of people, who can draw someone exact, even in comic book form. It's amazing, they can draw Scarlett Johansson or Boba Fett or whoever, just like, exactly like it. I mean, and that takes practice. It takes, a lot of practice. It takes a lot of references. Don't ever skip on reference, guys. I'm going to do a video that shows the kind of references I keep, guys. I have a bunch of pictures of men, women, items, especially women, guys. I have plenty of women pictures. No, seriously, guys, because women I do struggle with, And women are a lot harder to draw. But yeah, I have women and poses and things I've collected over the years and pictures. I'm like, oh, that makes a good picture. Especially, guys, ballerinas. I recommend ballerinas, guys. We had this one ballerina in my life drawing class, and she could do all kinds of poses and stuff like that. And it was great. I really got a taste for the. I really got what's the word? Perspective, I guess. Because I'm telling you guys, when I started taking drawing, life drawing, that's when, like I said, I got a taste for it. Where really my work really started to pop out. Not the word I describe it, but that's the truth, guys. Like it's just my work was not as it was kind of flat in my early college years, and then when you start to see the human body take shape, and this is serious stuff, guys. Don't knock it. I know if you guys never been to a life drawing class, I recommend find somewhere in your school or somewhere, but don't laugh. I know there's boobies and there's butts and there's all kinds of things, but everyone in my class was pretty serious. So, although I'll never forget this, guys. I was my first day at college. Well, yeah, I took a life drawing class, and of course I was late. Yeah, I know. Shut up. I know, Jason. I'm always late to stuff. Don't sue me. But I was late to the class, and then I've never been to a life drawing class in my life, and they already started without me, of course, obviously. And there was just this naked dude, standing there just with a cloak and stuff, kind of half naked, but posing, doing whatever. I mean, these guys, it's kind of cool. You actually meet. I've talked to a few of these models who do this for a living, and it's kind of interesting. Some of them are actors, and they take their job seriously. They do it for some extra cash, and they pose for artists like us, so we can get the human body down. So, but like, yeah, I was just kind of like, okay. And then, I mean, no one really said anything. I just took out my pencils and started drawing. I had the supplies and stuff, but yeah. But I do recommend you guys find a life drawing class, find a place you can meet people and get and take constructional criticism. Because you guys need to see like where your strengths and weaknesses. This is my motif, guys. So what I do when I'm drawing or anything in life, I look where my weaknesses are, and that's where I strengthen. It's kind of like building a wall, so to speak. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Got an itch on my foot. But yeah, let's see where we're at. It's kind of like building a wall, dude, guys. And you look where the weakness is, where the spots you can improve, and then you build that up. And then same thing here. I suck at drawing fingers, so I'll work on drawing fingers. Start with one anatomy at a time. That's what Todd McFarlane always did. For a week, guys, this is what I could recommend. If you're having trouble drawing something, spend a week doing it. If you suck with drawing women, spend a week drawing women. Ask people to pose for you. You'd be surprised, guys. And I'm serious. People you're probably laughing, and but I'm serious, guys. The only way as an artist to grow is to to ask these questions. So you can laugh at me all you want, but but that's life. If you don't want to take your work seriously, that's fine with me. But what do I know, right? But anyway, guys, I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm just saying, like, it's like when it comes to anatomy and stuff like this, guys, people like to laugh and say, oh, But my work got instantly better. That's why I tell people you want your work to improve. You can't just see it from watching me, guys. And in fact, guys, if you know what, I recommend. I should put this in the description if I can find it, but you can just Google life drawing poses, guys. And I found a couple of YouTube channels over COVID when I couldn't get to my classes. Everything was shut down. And I found people who put it on YouTube. They have like models and people who will pose for the camera. They'll for like a minute they'll pose one way. You can draw it. It's not the same thing. But if you guys can't get to a life drawing class, then That little bit of a drool. Yeah. A little bit of a spittle. So try that, guys. If you can't get to a class, or if you're too like self-conscious, whatever. So I'm gonna add some shading here. Like I said, guys, just sometimes if you want to shade, just add some shaded and then just kind of work from it. When it comes to just build up around it, kind of crosshatch away from it. So add your blobs and your blacks, and then just kind of add some lines to kind of give it some direction. Because there is shading on this putty, guys. So don't ever, I'm always surprised when I look at drawings and I think, wow, I didn't know that kind of thing could have some shading, to it. Even clay. Look at clay, look at mud, especially since this guy's a human body. So like I said, the shapes and the shadows around the human body, around the arms, there's always gonna be shadows because his arm is casting a shadow like right here, guys. So that's why I'm gonna add little shadows here. But then it fades away. So I wanted you guys to have fun with this to see how the mud it kind of forms a little. Well, this is what I was. This is the big payoff right here, guys. So I have a little bit of mud right here, a little bit of darkness to the arms. Doesn't have to be perfect. By the way, guys, I know last week I said in my video I was sad. Wasn't sad about Halloween. That's a lie, guys. After Halloween, as soon as Halloween ended on Thursday, I was actually kind of sad. It's that post-bottom depression you get after a holiday. I mean, it's funny because like it sucks because you know what? It's just too much Halloween sometimes. But then like it ends, you're like, what did I even do for Halloween? But I did enough. I think so, guys. I mean, I did a lot. Not as much as I'd like to, but still. A little cross-hatching. And remember, his wrist is a blade, so just add a little. I'm add a little shadows here, just kind of like show that the mud's still formed, but it's still a sharp blade. So, and keep the edge very thin here, guys, to show the indicator of a blade. So, cool. Because blades are very thin at the end, so you don't want this thick line like that, guys, to ruin it. So always keep blades very thin. So, keep that little. And add these little dots kind of indicate like, I'm gonna add some more of those details if I can. I'm just trying to get this. We're already at a half hour, so this guy's maybe a little bit long. But I wanted to take my time with this and show like how like even a character like this guy's can be, a muddy guy. So just form some black areas. Find areas where you can add the shadow. Add blobs of shadow, like this guy's, and then just kind of work your way into it, So. Add these little. Because if you actually go back to the comics, guys, and see Clayface how he's drawn in several, even in this form, it's amazing the artwork. Imagine having to do this like every single panel. I mean, that'd be insane. But that's kind of I wanted to demonstrate that even characters like this guys can have, I'm just kind of filling in some. There is a pattern here, guys. I'm not just going at random a little bit, but it's still, if you notice, I'm kind of keeping this shape like random because think of this like as a ball, guys. So this is where the light is hitting it. So that's kind of where I'm mostly hitting the area. So it's not, that's what I'm saying. You kind of have to train your eye. It's something I can't really describe, guys, but you just have to train your eye, and you'll start to see it. You'll start to see that shapes form when the human body. That's why I recommend you drawing because here the shadow is kind of hidden here. Because you don't want to overdo it, guys. Never want to over ink, otherwise it won't look right. So I know I'm not a very. This is why I'm more of a show kind of guy rather than telling, but I think most of you guys are too. So And you can even add your own personal touch to it, guys. You know, if you want to add more lines, make him look more menacing. Highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. Try to stick the shadows to one side. That way it doesn't know. Not too bad. We're almost done, guys. Good. A little bit more. So there's no veins on them, so let's just add a little bit of a. Let's see. I think we're getting there, guys. Off a little. I'm gonna add a little bit of a spittle. Some of that white. Too much spittle. Yeah, always, guys, if you want to use a little black and white against it, it always helps for good effect. So this. The outside wall. A bit more shadow, and then we'll be good to go. Add as much of this clay form as much as possible. So. He's supposed to look like melted ice cream, guys, in a way. So. My idea is, like, if I were to draw a full character, guys, it wouldn't be that hard because, like, he's got, like, teeny tiny legs. In this version of Hagen, he's like a big body, big guy, but then he's got, like, skinny legs. So it really wouldn't be that hard to. It's kind of, shadows to his arm because that's where I want it. You can say a little. I think that'll about do it, guys. But yeah, I've got to mention. Well, actually, no, guys. I recommend you watch the series and Shaw and see how he became Clayface. But mainly, like, the whole idea is that Clayface was an actor, and he gets this formula that turns him into clay, and he can just, use his powers to form whoever he wants. Like I said, he's voiced by Ron Perlman. I think that about covers it, guys. I don't want to spoil too much, so go find out for yourself. I just draw the characters, guys. I don't want to spoil anything in case. Yeah, remember, guys. I don't know who my audience is yet. I assume either younger, older, whoever wants to draw, but I try not to spoil things for the younger kids who've never even, because some people probably, for these young, remember, guys, some kid may stumble onto my channel and be like, oh, I've never heard of this character before, So I don't want to be the one to spoil it, so. But I have to give some background on the characters, so. Anyway, this video has gone on a little longer than I thought, but what do you think, guys? Kind of creepy. But that's no big deal for us. I don't get scared. Jaster says I get scared, but he's full of Crap. Anyway, guys, I guess that'll about do it for today. There we go. There's our Clayface. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. We've just been in November. Halloween's over, guys. We got a big election coming up, so hope you guys, if you're able to vote, get out and vote. It's important. Vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Every vote counts. So sorry I have to do that my public service announcement. So but anyway, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll upload this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And remember, guys, don't forget to be kind, be good to yourself, and be above all else, be yourself. If that makes any sense. So that's the running theme of this channel, guys, is to be yourself. So, and if you guys need to elaborate, I'll explain a bit of the video. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a good one, and take care. Later, Gators.